back then I was still smoking and stuff, or had just quit smoking rather, and was just not in very good shape. We got to the tree line, and I thought I heard a whoop, and I'm like, "Did you guys hear that?" And they're like, "No," and I just kind of discounted it, and said, "Oh, it's just me sucking wind, fat guy." And so we start going up a little further, and I find this good-sized stone. And I see this huge boulder in the ground, and I just take the stone, I go, bam, 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 against it, crack, 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 3 times, And we just sit there and listen, nothing, And we started moving up the road a little further, and we stopped because, again, I'm needing to take a breath. And all of a sudden we hear this whoop, and we look at each other, with almost like a terminal shock in our eyes at each other, and we're like, like what the hell, and it sounded. Remembered it sounded like it was a teenage girl out in the middle of the forest doing this, but there is nothing around us, nothing, and we're like, whoa.
Well, how far out in the forest were you from the main road?
Up into this area, it's a little ways. Not, when you're talking about a main road, it's not very much a main road. Once you get up into there, it's becomes a small road with turnouts on it type thing, and it just gets worse from there.
Oh wow!
But yeah, but this was gated off, and it wasn't posted or anything, and so we hear this, and I'm like, yes, after the realization sunk in, I'm like, yes, and so I asked Nicole, my daughter-in-law, I'm like, you do one, and she's like, do what? I said, try to do what you just heard, and this girl never done a Bigfoot call in all her life, man, and it was beautiful. I mean, she hit this thing to the tees, and all of a sudden, man, we start hearing smashing, foliage and sticks and twigs and branches smashing underneath footsteps coming towards us from multiple directions.
Uh-oh.
And it's like whoop, whoop from several different directions. And they're closing in on us, and they're basically completely around us. We cannot see a damn thing.
And no guns.
We can't see nothing. We can't see any of them. And we're like, what the heck? And all of a sudden we hear this and feel. I mean, we literally could feel it in our body. Massive boom, 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 boom. Like something is running in place right next to us. And you can't see it. And when I'm talking about something, I'm talking about something at least as big as an elephant. At least as big as an elephant on 2 feet. And it moved us. It moved us into our chest. We all physically felt it. And so I pull out, this therm, and I'm trying to get it, get it on and get it adjusted. It's a new deal I'd gotten for my smartphone, and I could not get it to cooperate. But all the freaking power bar on it sat there and was going down right before my eyes, and I'm like, what the heck? I can't get it to cooperate. And then all of a sudden, you hear my son's his phone starts beeping, indicating that it's dying. And so here my this brand new thing I just got, from FLIR, and our stuff is going dead right before our eyes, and it was useless. I didn't know it at the time when I got home, and there was like hundreds of pictures of a red screen.
Wow.
Nothing but a red screen. Hundreds of pictures of a red screen that I never took. And so we start hearing this whistling going on from side to side, and back, I'm like, whoa, man, they're getting ready to maybe attack us or something, And I was intimidated by it. I thought maybe they were signaling to each other where they were, and we were in the middle. But they were just messing with us, man. And that I realize that now, and then Nicole, this is it seems like time just went by. All of a sudden, it was 7 o'clock when we got there. And it's freaking, it's 10:30. By the time this is happening, and so my daughter-in-law, she's like, man, I am really cold, and it was cold. She's like, can we go on? I did not want to go, but we left, and I let them go down ahead of me, and I just kind of hung back, and I was paralleled all the way out of there, all the way down to my Jeep, where we all got in there. We all got in the Jeep and just kind of sat there for like 45 minutes and didn't say a word. We were just so blown away by what had just occurred, and the things coming and smashing down that foliage was not small by any stretch of the imagination. And so we finally take I get with it finally, and I turn the Jeep on, and we start heading home. And 2 days after that, I go back, and it's during the day. I've got a bag of apples with me, some fix-all for castings, and I'm just going up there to do what I'd heard other researchers doing. A gifting stump and stuff is what I made, and so I didn't realize how intense it was going to be as I was walking up there, and as though anything could have been really more intense than what we had just gone through a couple of nights before. But
more intense would have been where it came after you, and you had no weapon to defend you, your son, and his lady.
That very well could have happened. That very well could have. We were in a bad way. I had my Rambo knife on me that night, and
that wouldn't help you. That wouldn't. From what I've seen, that would not done anything.
Yeah, for sure. What we felt, it wouldn't have done anything to. When I'm talking, about something bigger than an elephant, I'm not joking, so but yeah, I hear you. That's the other side of it that really gets intense. So I get up there, and I feared that this was going to happen to me for a minute there. I get up there, and I'm setting the apples down on this stump. I'm mixing up some fig salt to do some castings, and all of a sudden, from out of the tree line, I hear this crow, like 1,000-pound crow projecting its caw at me. I mean, with such force, you could almost feel it. And like the tree line is probably, I don't know, 75 feet away, maybe 50 to 75 feet away, maybe. And all of a sudden I hear another one just down from it, and I'm hearing these. I start hearing them calling back and forth to each other all the way down by my car and across the creek. And they start doing it. They get, and I'm just, I'm nervous. I'm kind of scared, and I'm like, because I can tell this is not crows. I can tell this is something much bigger.
Well, did you notice any stench smell? Because I will tell you this: when that Bigfoot was about 25 feet away from us, it smelled like musty urine combination so strong that it actually gagged me where I wanted to throw up. That's how strong the smell was.
Sometimes I smell it, and other times I don't, Gary, and I'm around them an awful lot. So these things are cawing at me, okay, and I know instantly that these are not crows, but I'm nervous, and this is going all the way down by my car, and I'm, like I said, I'm kind of freaking out, and these caws eventually get all the real crows worked up, and I'm not kidding you, like 1,000 crows, hundreds upon hundreds of crows, maybe 1,000 of them, sprang into the air all around me. It was like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. I swear to God it was. I mean, just hundreds upon hundreds of crows launched up out of the trees from where they were, and I'm just staring up like in whoa, So, I'm like, wow, and I got nervous now. I get nervous, I start singing, And so I started just singing out loud, I started singing some Alice in Chains, and I'm mixing my fig salt, and I'm thinking maybe I need to get out of here, and all of a sudden again I feel this boom, 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 and just a massive something charging at me, but I never can see anything, and I'm like, I start to back off, and there's nowhere I could have ran. I was, so I stood my ground. I'm just like, man, you are one big fella. I don't know where you're at or what you are, but you are huge. And I say this out loud to it, And they see I brought him to, that's when it wasn't apples I brought that time. It was a fruit tray. And I opened up this fruit tray. I'm trying to make good with these things, and I'm eating some pineapple and stuff. I'm like, it's delicious, and showing it to him, and there was this little, oops, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I bumped it, and I didn't know if okay, but so, yeah, I